Hi, friends. Speaking another language isn't easy. Before you even open your mouth, your brain is already running a mental marathon, figuring out how to express yourself, choosing the right words, deciding the correct tense, making sure it fits the situation, and even considering how others might respond. And then you speak. After all that effort, someone in the meeting still asks, "Sorry, can you repeat that?" Even more frustrating, you catch a tiny smirk from your colleague. There may be a situation where your UK-born child corrects your pronunciation, or your fluent English-speaking partner playfully points out how you say a word. You brush it off. But deep down, it hurts. Because even when it's unintentional, it makes you question your progress and the pride in how far you've come. And now, the thought won't leave your head. Do I sound strange when I speak? Are people secretly judging me each time I talk? Do they think I'm less intelligent just because of my accent? You start to doubt yourself, hesitate to speak, and fear making mistakes. If this sounds familiar, let's talk about it. Because I know exactly how you feel. I worked in several senior HR management roles across various global companies. Alongside my corporate career, I run a number of small businesses over the years, which gave me a broader perspective on personal development and growth. I'm also a certified personal stylist and a qualified trainer of British etiquette, manners, and life skills. Over time, I've had the privilege of supporting many professionals as they build their confidence and careers. And yet, despite all that experience, I've been through those difficulties myself. I know how it feels like to second-guess your words and worry about how you sound. That's exactly why I created this video series for people like us, because I want to help you to find your voice and feel more comfortable speaking English. In this three-part series, I will share the VIP method, 3 message shifts that helped me overcome my English-speaking anxiety and start expressing myself more clearly and confidently. If you apply them in your daily life, they can truly transform the way you communicate. Mindset 1. Value your voice. Make the most of what you have. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt your accent is holding you back? As a non-native English speaker, you might feel self-conscious about your accent, as if you have to prove yourself because of it. And when people correct or joke about how you speak, it can feel personal, because it's not just words, it's you. So you start looking for ways to fix your accent, or even spend a fortune on different English courses, hoping they will change everything. I know exactly how you feel. We've all been there. When I first moved to the UK, my accent always sparked conversations and new connections. And those conversations usually started with, "Where are you originally from?" I also had moments when people saw me as an outsider or looked at me as if I didn't belong. For example, at some business conferences and networking events, after we had gone through the "Where are you originally from" conversation, people often walked off to join a group of native English speakers. At first, I didn't understand why. But after experiencing this over and over again, I started to believe that it must have been because of my accent, which only heightened my anxiety when speaking English in public. As a result, I often felt uncomfortable at those conferences and events. I would linger around the tea and coffee area, casually picking up mini croissants or biscuits just to keep myself occupied, or slowly make a cup of tea or coffee, carrying it to the corner and taking out my phone, pretending to check my emails. In those moments, I felt incredibly grateful for the invention of the mobile phone. It allowed me to avoid conversations while looking busy. Once the conference started, I would quickly find a seat in the corner, seeking a quiet spot where I could simply listen without being noticed. But in the moments of discomfort, I realized there was something valuable I could do: observe. One day, as I sat there, avoiding conversations, I overheard someone speaking with a strong accent. They spoke without hesitation and didn't worry about their accent or pronunciation. They just spoke, and people listened with respect. That's when it hit me. No one with accent was ignored. I had assumed that my accent was the problem, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe the real difference was confidence, the way they owned their voice and focused on their message instead of their mistakes. It made me wonder if their accent was truly the problem. Why were they being heard while I was fading into the background? That's when I realized something important. It wasn't just about my accent. My own anxiety about speaking English made me doubt myself. And that lack of confidence affected how I come across. Looking back, I wondered if my self-doubt gave people that impression that I wasn't interested in connecting with them. And that's when it finally clicked. Your accent isn't a problem. It's a part of who you are. I had spent so much time trying to fix something that was never broken. But once I stopped seeing my accent as a barrier, I realized it was actually proof of something much bigger. My ability to adapt, think in multiple languages, and communicate across cultures. It doesn't make you less intelligent or less professional. In fact, it's a strength. Some of the greatest innovators, top CEOs, and influential leaders speak with strong accents. Because what truly matters isn't how you sound. It's the ideas and the value you bring to the conversation. And did you know, studies show that multilingual speakers have enhanced cognitive abilities, stronger problem-solving skills, and even a lower risk of cognitive decline. That's incredible. However, if you don't see your accent as an advantage, others won't either. So, instead of hiding it, embrace it. Think of your accent as your personal signature. It's unique to you and connects you to others. Once I stopped seeing my accent as a problem and started seeing it as a strength, everything shifted. And that's just the first part. In the next video, I will share my set 2, and it's linked in the description and pinned in the comments. If you've ever felt like you're not native enough, don't miss it. And if next video isn't out yet, please subscribe and turn on the bell so that you will be notified as soon as it's available. See you in part 2.